I feel a little bit iffy about it, you know. She's done so much good here. I think, you know, I'd miss her, you know. I definitely miss her. She's such a wonderful person, but, you know, America will, you know, she'll do good by America.
Well, she's a regular person, like a lot of people in this country, working a job, not wealthy, not a attorney, not a career politician. She's just trying to do the right thing, you know, and it started out that in government it was just the regular people running, and it's gotten to be so tied up with lobbyists and attorneys and career politicians, and she's what we need.
I was shocked to begin with, you know, and then I started thinking it might be all right, because it's the only way I think McCain, by diversifying himself and going with a woman, is going to be able to compete with Obama being black.
My son calls me and said, "Mom, turn on the television." I said, "The last time you told me that, the Twin Towers were falling down. I am not turning the television on." And he said, "Well, turn it on anyway." And I said, "Okay." And I just am shocked. There she is giving her speech. And I was a little angry as an Alaskan. That's how I felt about it, that we elected her to be our governor, to finish all of the jobs that we have here. Critical that we move forward with what she started and what she believed in. And so I think I feel upset that, you know, she would desert Alaska if they are elected.
I think she's someone that doesn't stick to party lines. I think she's has an independent voice, and I think that's what McCain was looking for in his selection, to prove that he's not going to be going along and just doing things as usual.
I'm perplexed. I'm vexed that that a potential president of the United States would make such a decision.
Well, I thought it was a desperation move by John McCain's campaign. I didn't vote for Sarah Palin because I generally vote Democratic, but I think she's done a pretty decent job for this state so far, but she's totally inexperienced.
And reaction at the event was enthusiastic.
I think she's a great governor. I've kept track of her career, and I think she's wonderful. I think he made a perfect choice.
Republicans will admit she has more experience catching fish than dealing with foreign policy or national affairs, and this documentary footage, obtained by the Associated Press, shows the mother of 5 doing something she has spent summers doing with her husband, fishing commercially for salmon.
It's been Alaska's economic lifeline for a generation.
Before becoming governor, Palin was the mayor of her hometown, 30 miles north of Anchorage, and head of the state's Oil and Gas Conservation Commission. A presidential historian calls McCain's election, quote, a Hail Mary pass, but says she could appeal to disgruntled Hillary Clinton voters.
She is a fresh face. She is a former beauty queen and an athlete and a hunter. She is a solid conservative. And perhaps most importantly, she's a reformer and a maverick in Alaska politics who's been willing to take on the Republican establishment.
During her first year in office, Palin distanced herself from the old guard of Alaska's Republican Party, and she presided over a tax increase on oil company profits that boosted the state's bottom line. But she has also seen her clean hands reputation come into question. A legislative panel is investigating whether she dismissed the state's public safety commissioner because he wouldn't fire her former brother-in-law as a state trooper. The trooper went through a messy divorce from her sister. McCain's new running mate says she welcomes the investigation, and as Alaska's first female governor, she remains a hit with voters with an 80% approval rating. Mike Grossi.